Morning, folks. Let's hope we have worked out modern technology because, as you can see, hands free. Phone is sat on a tripod and I have a microphone. I'm hoping that this will improve the sound quality for you. I keep trying, I will evolve. I'm an old man, it takes me time. It's the technical department that's kicking me up the bum. They're saying, I should do this, I should do that. Along with the comments, especially because a lot of you have said about the sound, and I appreciate that, and I'm doing my best to improve the viewing for you, especially for the listening part. So hopefully this is going to work. Find out when I've done it, won't I? But I mentioned before about making the partition in here. Well, I'm more or less free of logs enough now to start to build the first one. I'm just going to grab my little log basket. It's an old builder's bucket thing. Just get some more logs in to free up the space, and then we're going to try and get the partition in. And we use a lot of precise technology. Not. But there you have it. So hopefully you're all having a nice day. Hopefully you're all keeping well. Keep smiling, people. It confuses the enemy. So I'm just clearing, so the logs don't. I'm going to have to move a few more as I go, but I'm doing it so that the logs don't fall down on my shins and make me cry like a baby. Timber is surprisingly very hard, and it's an inanimate object. There's no point shouting at it because it's not going to learn anything, is it? But what I had done, which a little bit of preparation for this video. Normally I don't prepare anything, but I've got some more timber up from the shed. I've got loads of timber downstairs, and the tools that I'm going to need to do the job. This is to demonstrate. I had prepared because I'd already kind of put this one in, to try and show that you haven't got to be a rocket scientist to achieve this stuff. But what I've done is I've got one piece here ready. I have made, you probably won't see on there, but I've made some marks where I want the partitions, and there's a bearer on the floor, which obviously I built when I built the log store. So I'm just going to line it up there, get it so that it's more or less vertical to the eye, and then drive a couple of screws in like so. That's held the top, and I shall get a couple of screws for the bottom just to get it all into place. Oh, go on, in you go. And that is the first of the partitions. All right, hold on, we'll get that in there in a second. It will go. Right, as you can see, that one's in there. Well, I wouldn't want to hang any weight off of it, but it's only a support, and it's kind of going to be self-supporting, really. So that's the first one in. But what I do have underneath the gap here is I don't have a cross brace to be able to screw further uprights. So what we're going to do is find a suitable piece of timber, which I shall use that one because it's no good for anything else, and I shall just line it up about so. Get the obligatory pencil that's either behind the hat or behind the ear. Get a saw, which I've got over here, and then I made a workbench, 2 blocks that I dumped there a couple of weeks ago. And so it doesn't have to be precise, it doesn't have to be millimetre perfect. just needs to fit. And then clean up that edge, double check that it will go in there, as it should do. And yes, it will. So I can tap that up and screw that in a second, which will get a couple of 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Put them in my pocket. Get my hammer. People have heard about things like semaphore. Do you know what a hammer's for? Knocking in nails or knocking timber. And in this case, knocking in timber. So I'm just lining it up where I want it and then screwing it into the outside frame. One on that end, get one on this end, and leave it like that. In actual fact, I want a bigger screw. That's why I've got 2 pots of screws, 2 different sizes. So I can get one in through here, and it's just, I mean, it really isn't rocket science. That's a bit low. It really isn't rocket science. It's not like I'm trying to be a bespoke carpenter or anything like that. It's just a basic frame that I can put in so the logs get supported by what I'm putting in, giving me the, right, now that's in there pretty sturdy. Right, so we've done that. Now that's kind of the hard bit done. What I'm going to do now is find to see if other bits, no, that one's too short. That one might be quite good. And because this carries 3 logs at a time, I can put that one in there. Because it carries 3 logs at a time, three deep, should I say. That one's going to be too much, so I shall. Again, no measurements, no tape measure, just doing it by eye. Yes, I have a bit of common sense. I wouldn't turn around and say I've got a lot of common sense, but and as you can see in previous videos and around you, yes, I've played with timber quite a lot. So that one will then go in there. Right, that's 1, 2, 3. I might have to put a 4th one in. In actual fact, I will put a 4th one in. I'll put that one there, that one there, that one there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one about the same length as that one. So, nope. And then we shall put that one in then. I'll use that one at the front because that's a sturdier one, so I'll use that one for the next one. It's all about thinking as I go. As you can see, this is just, yeah, me being as real as I can. So I'm only going to be able to put in the 3 for the moment until I go down and get another bit of timber. But again, just put some screws in my pocket and off we go. And the girls, they're about somewhere. Girls, come on then. Ava's looking at me like, what do you want? Nugget, come on. Good girl, come on in. Good girls. Good girls. And you good girl. Always keep an eye on them. Right, so we get that bit done. We're into it now. That one's going to go there. Just, yeah. And then, bear with me for a moment, please. And we're going to drill, screw that one. I always put in 2 screws where it's possible. It's possible at all times. Putting the 2 screws, one in either direction, to help secure things in place. Roughly eye that up, and then the screw down in the bottom. Hold that in place, and then we're going to go for this one. I've got to move a couple of logs, but this is just me doing what I do. You know, one of them 1,000,001 jobs that I've always got on my list, but the downside being the list never ends. It's never ending. And that one I go in there. If I put that there we go. I might actually, I'll get away with 3 on this one. Again, it doesn't have to be anything like this. It doesn't have to be precise or, you know, millimeter perfect. It just needs to be operational. It needs to be functional. And then right, let's go. There's a couple of screws in here. And once we've got these in, I mean, this is taking not a lot of time. I will say yes, it is because I do have some experience. I'm not trained as a carpenter or even a builder for that matter. A little bit of common sense, really. Nothing more, nothing less. There can't be anything more, not if I'm involved. Right, and there we have the 3 bits in, but I'm just going to check a couple of bits here. This is me just literally as I go, as I'm thinking about it. So this is not scripted, not planned. The only scripting, planning. Yes, I wanted to make sure, because obviously not knowing how long this was going to take me to build and not wanting for you to get bored, it was a way, right, I'll get all the materials up, learning to play with the modern technology. Get in there, boys and girls, as long as that's okay with you, technical department. Now I have the 3 bits in. So one upright, drilled and fixed to here, or screwed there, screwed there. I put in a cross brace to go there, and then the other 2 that I've put in are screwed to the bottom frame, which was the original build, and the cross brace across here. It's not going anywhere. No, I wouldn't want to put my body weight on it, that's for certain. It's just there just to separate the logs. So it's not really doing anything structurally important, but it's good enough that I can now transfer the logs from this side, what's left, into this side, giving me 1/4 of my big log store, and I can start getting logs from down the bottom and split those that these split in, get them up here, get them stacked in here, so that they can start seasoning for hopefully what is my 2-year cycle. So that basically, boys and girls, is just one little job. Let's just put these back over here. Always got to kind of keep a little bit neat and a little bit tidy. That can go in the log pile because that's no good for anything else. That might be that definitely will be. And there we have the basis of the first, which will now, that's going to take me not long. Just move the few logs. I'll pick the camera up and show you it all in a second in a bit more detail. I'm learning this process, so bear with us, please. So that is the principle of getting a partition in. It's simple, it's pretty sturdy, and it's not going anywhere. So pick up the tripod, turn it into something that's a bit more user friendly for me, and now we can see there we've got the 3 bits in there, and there's the cross brace up there just here. So it's not going anywhere. That's sturdy. And as we can see, the old logs, just transferred those logs into this side. Voila, I have the reason to split more logs, as I've got some to do. There we go. Put you back down there for a second. Yeah, so there we go. There's one. That'll take me 2 or 3 days to fill up, because I don't, not anymore, I don't spend hours and hours and days logging and splitting. The body aches too much. I'm not 21 anymore. But that is the basic one. Nice and simple. It's effective. It works. There's no rocket science behind it. It's just making sure, if you do something like that, making sure you get every way you're doing it. Get at least the 2 screws in. Put the screws in at different directions so that they hold it and pinch it in different directions. It just makes it a little more sturdier. I found it that way, and yeah, there we go. I can start getting some more logs in. That will build up. I've got obviously plenty of logs now, but I can build that log pile up, and then once I get a few more logs out, which, because it is naturally starting to get a little warmer, I don't have the log burner on during the day, so that's reducing my expenditure of logs. With what's there, what I've already got in the house, there's probably a couple of weeks before I then put in another partition. So in my mind, I've got 2 weeks now, fill that one up, and then that one will be empty, and then we'll be going into the warmer weather, so the use of those logs will dramatically reduce, and I will be in a position where, yeah, as and when I'm a little bit bored, not what I want to do, cut a few logs. But it keeps me on top of the log problem. And also one thing that it is crucial for comfort, for warmth, for cooking, and yeah, through my own personal mistakes, I have had to spend days and weeks logging, and I hurt like there's no hurt can have. And I vowed that I would never let that happen again. As I evolve here, I try my hardest to make my life easier, less complicated. Kiss. Keep it simple, survivors. That's one thing I might use. Keep it simple, survivors, for I am surviving, and I'm trying to keep it as simple as I possibly can, to make this living off grid as less stressful as possible, as less problematic as possible, and it's all about preparation. Preparing for not just next winter, but starting to prepare for the winter after. 2-year cycle for naturally seasoned timber. It all takes time. Everything here, time. I've got the time. I'm fortunate to have the time. And I enjoy my time with the girls, with my land, doing this. This is what makes me happy. It's just doing what I want, ish, when I want, and everything I'm doing for myself, for my own benefit, for my own satisfaction. It works for me. But anyway, folks, I'm going to have to go on this one. Hopefully this new technique is working. Hopefully you're enjoying this way of doing things where I'm able to show you more with my hands, and show you kind of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Please put comments in and all that jazz, because I genuinely do read those comments, and tips and tricks come from you, ideas come from you, and it's an interaction that I enjoy, because of my choice to have this somewhat reclusive lifestyle. It's a nice medium that helps keep me going. So you guys are genuinely keeping me going. And when I say keep me going, I'll keep going regardless. That's a little bit of a lie. I was doing okay with myself before the channel. But what you are doing is you are giving me a little extra drive, a little extra enthusiasm, and you are actually feeding me many ideas for videos. So that's the interaction that is making me happy and making me smile. I do have some great ideas as we progress. Sorry if this one's a little bit iffy butty, but it is real, it's real time. There's no cutting and shutting, video editing or anything like that. This is what it is. That was a quick little job. Little bit, another clearing this up, moving those logs across, etc, etc. Give me another 30 minutes and I've successfully done a task, one task off the to-do list. Satisfaction in here is wonderful, and on to the next job. It's as simple as that. But as my technical department tells me, those buttons, you know, down there, that's it, those ones, yeah. Well, I think I'm going to try and remember it one day. Like, subscribe, notifications, please comment, please share. Have I got it right, boss? Take care, everybody. Please keep healthy. Please keep smiling. And I look forward to hearing from you in the comments and in future videos too. I genuinely do love that aspect of this channel. The interaction with you guys and you giving me tips, tricks and ideas. Take care, people. We shall see you very soon. Ta-da for now.